Ai, meu Deus. Sol de verdade. O cego ali me olhando, gente. Eu claramente desconfortável.
Good morning, Professor Garlic. How wonderful it is to see you again, Lenora dear. Oh, here. You'll need these for today's class.
Toma.
A little treat for your auntie.
Eita. Oi, moça.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Class, please welcome the newest rose in our garden.
Ah,
I do
tá.
look forward to growing together.
Ela claramente confortável.
How thrilling it is to have everyone back together again. This year will be filled with enchantment and excitement, but the most important thing cultivated in herbology is knowledge. The prudent herbologist is no more afraid of the venomous tentacula than the bouncing bulb.
Fofos.
Now then, today we will be acquainting ourselves with the mellifluous tuber known as the mandrake root. Accio. Let's see if we can't make our fibrous friends a bit more comfortable, shall we? First, let's protect our ears.
Beleza, moça. Moça. Não, pera.
Now, everyone, grip their mandrake by the tendrils and give it a firm tug.
Vou tirar. Toma! Socorro!
Quickly, place your mandrake in the new pot and cut out the soil.
Meu Deus. Meu Deus. Meu Deus. Que desgraça. A bicha claramente desconfortável.
The soil should envelop the root like a warm, dirty blanket, putting the mandrake right at ease. Reparo! I'm very sorry about that. Yours was a bit mature, I'm afraid. All right then, off you go.
Valeu,
Splendid
Sora.
work, everyone.
Quem tá assistindo?
Now for our next task, we'll be planting dittany at our potting tables. You can all get started. I need to have a brief word with
Perdida.
the student.
I should think Professor Garlic would be more careful with her mandrakes.
E eu acho que vai ser... Oh.
The best time to plant a seed is last season. The second best time is now.
Amigo, não aguento essa sua voz aí. Sua voz de bosta. E Nath? Você mandou um... E Nath, e aí, Sebastião? Tudo bem? Oi, Pop. Ivônica. Tá vendo aí?
I wonder if hippogriffs like knotgrass.
Puxa.
I do wonder about Professor Fig. He's hardly ever in his classroom. Most strange.
Did you know that you can use the mandrake to defend yourself? Why, the very idea.
Bastante suspeito. Eita! Revelações. Meu Deus, tem alguma coisa aqui pra roubar? Aqui. Professora.
Yes, Professor?
Firstly, well done with your mandrake. They can be rather difficult to get a grasp of.
Ah!
Actually, I enjoyed it. I couldn't help but catch your enthusiasm.
How kind of you.
É
It seems
engraçado
you're already
dela,
taking to
entendeu?
herbology like a mandrake to fresh soil. Now, as I mentioned, next we'll be planting dittany. Let us find you some seeds.
I already have some, Professor. Picked them up in Hogsmeade.
You visited the Magic Neep. Wonderful! A prepared student is bound to bloom. I've arranged for you to have your own potting table here in the classroom. Wasn't easy to spare one on such late notice. Plant the seeds there now, and you can return to harvest them later. Even with soil, sunlight, and a bit of magic, they will take time to grow.
Let's see how to balance my star thistle arrangement. Niffler's fancy or roses?
What the fuck? Eu achei que era a professora que tava falando isso. Vou anotar aqui mesmo.
Dittany's restorative properties make it a vital ingredient in the Wiggenweld potion, as you all should know from Professor Sharp's class. Well done! Once it can be harvested, your Dittany will be ready to use in Wiggenweld potion. I'll let Professor Sharp tell you about that. Now, what say we branch out? Introduce you to a different sort of flora, the Chinese chomping cabbage. You'll find that some plants are better suited to uses outside of a cauldron. The cabbages do get testy without something to chew. Fortunately, I have a dummy for them to gnaw on. Dear, and let them have a good chomping.
Yes, Professor.
They're in the other greenhouse. It's just at the end of the footbridge leading out of this room. Your classmate, Mr. Pruitt, has kindly offered to accompany you. Come back and see me when you're
Eu tô
finished.
falando que esse cara gosta de mim.
Mind your fingers. They do bite.
Cadê o porra? Tá ali, ó. Ele já tá ali em cima. E aí, mano?
Saw you on your way to Hogsmeade the other day. Nice to meet you. I'm Leander. I'll be showing you the Chinese chomping cabbages. Up these stairs will take us there. But your lead.
Vou devagarinho que tem diálogos.
Nice work in Defense Against the Dark Arts, by the way.
Excuse me?
Your duel with Sebastian! And he's good. Thinks he's really good. But you outright slaughtered him. It was brilliant.
Oh, well, thank you.
I nearly put Sebastian in his place myself. I mean, I would have, if Hecate hadn't stopped me.
Didn't she stop that dragon skull from crushing you?
Typical Slytherin trick, dropping a dragon skull on someone during a fight. We Gryffindors fight with honor. And Hufflepuffs too. At least you did.
Acho bom em colocar extra. Falar aqui da minha filha pra você ter noção do que você tá falando, hein? Vou andar devagarinho mesmo. Tá andando
Here we are,
devagar.
home of the Chinese chomping cabbage. Go on, grab a few of those cabbages. Just mind your fingers. I almost lost a thumb once. Don't worry, Nurse Blaney put it back on. Trust me, you do not want to go through that. Now, see that dummy? Just toss the cabbages at it, and they'll do the rest.
Peraí, pegando aqui. Ali, ó. Coloca aqui. Toma.
Look at that. They'll chomp on anything they can get their mouths on. Mum planted some in her garden last year to keep the gnomes out. Did save her the de-gnoming, but they left her honking daffodils in tatters.
Meu Deus, mano.
Vicious little bastards, aren't they? My kind of plants. Not like stupid booba tubers and bouncing bulbs. The kind of plants that'd have your back in a fight. Not saying you can't go it alone, but... Well, imagine that wasn't a dummy.
Realmente.
I suppose they could prove useful outside of the greenhouse. Nothing wrong with a bit of backup, even if it is from a cabbage.
It's chaos out there. Trolls in Hogsmeade and such. You can't be above throwing a cruciferous vegetable if necessary. Dogweed and deathcap has more of them, if you're keen. Other plants too. Ones your parents wouldn't plant in the garden. You get the idea. Anyway, we probably ought to head back to class. Take your time. I'll see you back in class.
Eu vou me apressar. Vou me apressar, tá? Mas não é porque uma coisa aí, não. Voltei!
With that helpful reminder as to why we should always wear our dragon hide gloves, I shall end our lesson here. Terribly sorry, Mr. Clopton.
I tended to the Chinese chomping cabbages, Professor.
Remarkable plants, aren't they?
Oh.
I hope they weren't too much
Oh.
trouble. Oh,
Yes!
did you see any bite marks or missing digits? And good, as you do seem to be quite good. Oh, I'm eager to see your skill in the soil continue to blossom.
Magical plants have so much to offer. I'm eager to learn more.
I'm glad. Herbology is a bounteous subject. Tend to your garden, and it will tend to you. Huh. Well, I suppose that's everything. Do come by for a chat sometime. I so enjoy checking in with my new students.
Gosto da aula de biologia, tá? Eu amo. Não é que eu gosto.
Mandrakes are really relishing their new pots. Only cost
Abre aí
me
pra
my
mim, ô escravo.
damned
Obrigado.
hearing.
Isso vale a plantas e amizades. Bora, galera. Filhinha. Bora que eu sou... Ó. Sou o líder. Não vai ficar brincando aí. Fica esperando, sério. Fica brincando com ele. It's a no binary character. It's a no binary character. Bora, galera. Sigam o líder. Bora, seus putos. Vamos. É pra cá, né? Não é pra lá. O outro vai faltar a aula. Não acredito nisso. Eu já vou dando essas porra aí.
Shouldn't there be orders or someone from the ministry guarding the school?
Professor Black would never allow that. It would make him look completely incompetent, which he do.
Tem povo já aqui na aula. Socorro,
Oceans
moço.
is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school. As fifth years, you will be required to reach new heights of both discipline and intellect. You will begin this term by brewing a Wigan-Weld potion. Mr. Takar, can you tell us why this particular potion might come in handy?
Yes, Professor Sharp. The Wiggenweld potion can be used to sterilize and even heal a variety of injuries.
It can heal some injuries, but not all. Points for Ravenclaw. Before today's class is completed, each of you will have brewed a Wiggenweld potion of your own. You never know when you might need it. Please begin.
Vamos começar. Tá bom. Pegar isso.
Use a strong, even motion when crushing your ingredients. Please be meticulous when adding powder to your potions. One errant sneeze could be disastrous.
Toma. Nossa, mano, se fosse eu nessa aula, eu ia explodir tanta coisa. E olha que eu sou de curso de química. Então é meio que mais ou menos misturar coisa de química. Colocar uma dentro da outra, assim, mais ou menos. Então, eu já explodi um laboratório, já explodi uma coisa. Então, eu não duvido nada que se fosse poção, os ingredientes é mais coisado, eu explodi tudo aí. Ia ser pior que o Garrett.
I see most of you have not forgotten how to stir.
Meu namorado. Namorado ligou pra minha filha.
Not
Ela
an easy
fazendo uma
potion to
poção
brew.
venenosa. Juro, mano.
And from
Juro.
what I hear of your recent exploits in Hogsmeade, you'd also do well to practice brewing the defensive Edurus potion. Professor Weasley had you acquire the recipe from J. Pippins, correct?
Yes, sir.
Mano, eu tô com vontade de pular,
For the
tudo
moment, you
isso.
can find the ingredients,
Vou pular, tudo.
but in the future,
Quando
you'll be
for tudo,
expected to
galera,
provide.
isso aí.
Some can be harvested from the plants you grow in your
Tá
herbology.
bom.
Others, however, may be harder to obtain. And come and see me when you've finished
Eu
brewing.
vou ficar pulando até quando, tipo, eu vou ler. Quando eu acabar de ler, eu vou pular. Deixa eu ver o que esse cara quer. Esse cara tá na minha frente, que isso?
Professor Sharp must have learned a lot during his time as an Auror. I wish he talked about it more.
Baixa a boca.
Don't fret if you run out of ingredients. I simply grow most of what I need.
Ela me chamando por enquanto, né? E esse eu?
My Wiggenweld potion's utter rubbish. Wish I could just replace it with one from J. Pippins.
Sabe por que ficou uma catástrofe? Você sabe por que ficou uma catástrofe? Que você não consegue ver os ingredientes que você tá colocando no seu bolo. Cadeira também. Também tô jurando. É, então, ele vai matar esse cara.
I was impressed that you were able to answer Professor Sharp's question about the Wiggenweld potion.
Oh, you're the new student. I've heard much about you. Thank you. I'm Amit, by the way.
Quando ele falou que o nome dele é Amit, eu lembrei logo da Emmett
brew
de
such a flawless Wiggenweld potion on their first try. Well done.
Tô me elogiando muito. Então, obrigado.
I'm glad I was able to get it right the first time.
You must simply have a knack for potion making. Some students seem so confounded by potion recipes, it's as if they're written in gobbledygook. A fascinating language, by the way. Neither here nor there, really, but I am a self-taught speaker. Merlin's beard, good conversation is the enemy of free time.
Mano,
I
mas
must return
ele
my
gosta
book,
de
Gateway to
conversar.
the Far Stars, before my next class. Speaking of stars, we'll be in astronomy together. You'll love it. Professor Shaw is firm, but quite
Olha ele
clever.
falando, tá
See you
vendo,
soon, no
né?
doubt.
Ó, cadê o Sebastião nessas horas? Tá vendo? Oi, moça.
Professor Sharp said that Wiggenweld potion can treat injuries. Hope I never need it.
Acho que você vai precisar, hein? Se liga. Se liga. Se liga. Oi! Eu achei que tava falando comigo.
Fine job brewing your first Wiggenweld potion. But there are many potions yet to learn.
Olha aqui!
This is going to be a busy year.
Porra, lobo e lobisomem. Aqui, ó. Quando chega a uma certa hora da noite que eu não tô conseguindo identificar, vira um lobisomem. Mano, que coisa feia é um lobisomem. Mano, lobo... Tá, tem a primeira fase e a segunda. Aqui, a primeira fase é essa aqui. Aí a segunda é aqui, que ele fica mais musculoso. Aí o lobisomem vira esse chupa-cabra aqui, meu Deus. Nossa, caramba.
Did I hear Professor Sharp say that you have permission to go into his office?
Começou.
He did say that. He wants me to get more ingredients to brew another potion.
Brilliant! You, my friend, have been presented with an extraordinary opportunity. I'm Gareth, by the way. Gareth Weasley.
Nossa,
bit of a
Gareth.
prodigy with potions, if I do say so myself.
Pleasure to meet you. Wait, are you related to Professor Weasley?
She's my
Apaga,
aunt.
mano. Eu fiquei
Kids
muito
do Crofton
surpresa
Irony
quando eu vi
for
que
comfort.
tinha... Ah, tinha um Weasley aqui nesse jogo, porque o jogo se passa
Anyone with a troll
se passa em
size brain can
1800 e
brew an
pouco.
Endurance potion.
1890
I'm
esse
something
jogo.
that's certain to be
E quando o
spectacular.
Harry Potter tava vivo lá e tal, era 1990 e pouco. Então, tipo, as gerações dos Weasley já existiam faz tempo. E sempre foram da Grifinória, como dá pra ver.
Already be in Sharp's office
É muito
with his
fácil.
permission. Perhaps you could grab it for me.
Parece que a árvore não cai muito longe da maçã. Amiga, eu não sei. Não sei, mano. Vai que ele me mata, o professor. Ele tem cara de psicopata.
I don't know, Gareth. I don't want to get on Sharp's bad side.
Você vê, né? A geração.
Super feathers aren't that valuable. Sharp won't even miss it.
Ah, mano, eu pego.
Very well. I'll bring you a Fupa feather.
Brilliant! Wait until you see what I'm brewing. Hurry back to me when you have the feather.
Pra perceber, ele é tipo... Você vai matar esse cara. Ah, deixa eu pegar. Tá, vou pegar a carta aqui. Verdade. Não entendi nada aqui, mas eu entendi. Vou pegar aqui, office. Tem a porra da pedra. Agora eu sei o que é um fium.
A well-prepared witch or wizard always has a few
Okay,
potions on
Here's the Fupa feather you wanted.
Brilliant! Thank you! This is going to take a moment to brew. You should get
Prepara,
back to
pô.
brewing your Endurance potion, and I'll tell you when this concoction's finished.
Mano, acabando essa aula, eu vou acabar essa live, porque eu preciso sair. Eu vou... Acabando essa aula aqui, eu vou sair, cara.
Cannot be rushed. Have patience and be thorough.
Dá pra eu fazer uma poção felices. Deixa eu esperar. Ô, véi. Beleza. Mas acabando essa aula aqui de poções, primeiro que eu já vou se matar. Ah, não, tem tempo ainda, dá tempo. Mas só um pouco. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fiz a poção. Pronto.
And now we add the mallow sweet, and...
Isso aqui sou eu em laboratório de química, tá?
Wait, it's not supposed to... Ah! Get it! Dragon done! What happened?
Well done, Gareth.
What now, Mr. Weasley?
Sorry, Professor.
O cego adianta.
Gryffindor again. Mr.
Porra,
Weasley
Grifinória, tinha
did
que
not do
sair.
this on his own. His accomplice will answer to me as well.
Ô, professor, peraí, vamos conversar. Eu vou me explicar. Ele me ameaçou, professor. Foi tudo culpa.
I brewed an Edurus potion, as you asked, Professor.
I'm surprised you had the time. You
Por que eu
seemed
tenho
rather
que terminar
busy helping
ali?
Mr. Weasley brew chaos.
Não, mano, não foi isso não,
I'm
perdão.
sorry, Professor. I was merely trying to help a friend.
Taking responsibility for one's actions does go a long way with me. I shall assume that you've learnt a lesson. As for the work you did today at your own cauldron, I will say...
Esse cara tem cara que é tsundere, mano, das
confess I
ideias.
was
Olha o jeito que ele fala. Ele
skeptical,
falando,
given the advanced
digamos que
nature of
você
this
saiu
class
bem.
and the fact you're a new student.
Você foi bem hoje. Tem cara de ser tsundere, esse cara aí.
A rare occurrence. And you do well to remember that you're
Ele
not
tem
a
muita cara,
potions
mas não
master
tem como
quite
não.
yet. In addition to having a solid grasp...
Foda,
Hey,
não quero saber mais.
now, I reckon that'll be all.
E vai tomar... Papo, Garrett, logo.
Wasn't expecting that literally to blow up in my face. It was rather brilliant.
That was an interesting class.
Thanks to you. Wasn't precisely what I had in mind, but it was still brilliant. I appreciate your help. I hope Sharp wasn't too disagreeable when you handed in your potion. Heard him talking about taking responsibility.
Não, mano, foi nada, não. Já resolveu. É meio tsundere, mas já resolveu, mano.
Professor Sharp was annoyed, but we sorted it out. No harm.
Cheers to that. He probably had a good chuckle after we left.
Porque ninguém resiste
Sharp
à
may seem
carinha
gruff, but
linda
I
da
bet
minha
a few
filha.
galleons he blew up a potion or two in his day. Best be off. Next time we talk, I promise. Fewer
A outra andando.
explosions.
Fios.
A portrait in our common room wants to
Entrada
talk
na
to
nossa
you.
sala comunal quer falar com você. Edir Diggory. Acho que ele é o Ministério da Magia. Tô indo lá, amiga. E como me teletransportar? Eu vou me teletransportar, foda-se. Porque eu tô com preguiça de ficar andando. Cadê? Nível 5, eu já tô no 10 quase. Depois eu vou nessa missão. Oxi. Cadê a missão aqui? Tinha uma missão. Tá, né? Vou na sala combinada, eu falou. Posso tirar minha roupa? Não. Não é isso que eu quis dizer. Cadê? Ele, cara. O amor é uma prisão. Concordo. Oi, moço.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself. So few students know who I am these days. Eldridge Diggory, former Minister for Magic and founder of the Aura Recruitment
Ele tá me
Program.
lembrando alguém, sabe?
I believe you can help solve a decades-old murder, thanks to that book you found, and, in particular, its missing pages.
How do you know about the book? And the pages?
We portraits hear more than you might suspect, and most of us can keep
Por
a
isso que não dá
secret.
pra ninguém se pegar em Hogwarts, mano. Porque os quadros vai ver tudo e vai falar pra todo mundo.
Yourself would be inclined to help seek long overdue justice.
Justiça? Verdade. Pera, me fala a justiça aí. Dependendo, eu vou concordar. Se for injustiça, vamos lá.
I'll do whatever I can.
Wonderful. I am pleased to have been right about you. My great-niece, Helen Thistlewood, can provide you with details. She's retired now, but was a skilled aura in her day. And the unsolved murder of which I speak was her case. I often visit my portrait in her home, in the nearby hamlet of Upper Hogsfield. Shall I tell her to expect you?
Pode, mas para aí. Quando você é
When were you
comunista?
the Minister for Magic?
Over 100 years ago. 1733 to 1747, to be precise. The stories I could tell you.
Olha isso, mano.
Didn't have the chance to do all that I could. I was in the
1733.
midst of performing Azkaban when my life was cut short by dragon pox. I was sneezing sparks to the bitter end.
Coitado do senhor, sinto muito.
Can you tell me more about your great niece?
Cream of the crop when it comes to auras. A star pupil here, and then an exemplary servant to the ministry. And her
Esse
spark
cara
hasn't
parece meu avô.
diminished one bit in her retirement. She and I often chat about old cases and our glory days.
Na minha perspectiva, eu vou falar mesmo. Essa missão é dividida em jeitos diferentes, mas com o mesmo objetivo, de pegar as páginas lá perdidas do livro. Só que cada missão de cada casa tem um bagulho diferente. Por exemplo, da Sonserina, nós vai falar com o elfo doméstico do diretor e entra numa caverna. Na da Corvinal, a gente vai pro bagulho das corujas e, enfim, e faz um quebra-cabeça. O da Grifinória, a gente fala com o fantasma lá com sem cabeça e pega uma carne fedorenta do caralho. E vê a cozinha de Hogwarts. E nesse aqui, que é da Lufa-Lufa, que eu acho mais legal, aparentemente, a gente vai pra Azkaban. Solucionar um caso romântico de justiça. Esse é o melhor pra mim.
How could a few pages of a book help her solve an old case?
A boy disappeared with those pages, but they never found the body. A girl was convicted of his murder nonetheless. It seems those pages could exonerate her somehow. My great niece can tell you more.
I shall go and see her right away.
Brilliant. With what I suspect is your knack for hard work and her keen mind, both mysteries may be solved sooner than you think.
Beleza, vô. Tô
I
indo.
shall see you there soon, I hope.
Tá meio longe, né? Só um pouquinho. Deixa eu ir lá pra Hogsmeade rapidinho, que eu quero ver se já... Agora tem. Tá, procura pelos doces. Deixa eu deixar as missões já prontas, caso eu queira fazer depois. Eu vou aqui só pra ver se tem roupa nova. Olha como a pessoa é fashionista, gente. Tá meio travado ali. Oi, moço, tem roupa? Ô, você não vende porcaria nenhuma?
I'd say that looks as if it was made for you.
Seu lascado, você não vende bosta nenhuma? É saia? Meu Deus. Meu Deus. É saia. É saia. Meu Deus.
I suspect you have a sharp eye for fashion.
Cara, é saia.
Be sure to stop by whenever you're...
Ah, eu vou embora. Cadê o mapa? É saia. Show me who you are. Pô, pera aí, deixa eu marcar. Pô. Nossa, velho, que cacete, vai logo. Pra ir pra aqui. Eu tinha que me transportar pra cá de qualquer jeito. 14, cara. Cadê? O velho. Ele é um... Show me who you are. Where's the Where's the Show me. O mapa tá se perdendo com o caminho que eu tô fazendo. Ah, entendi porque tá me indicando o caminho.
These rocks have seen better days. This must be the place Minister Diggory mentioned. Helen lives around here somewhere.
Bardolph Beaumont should have returned by now.
Excuse me, did you say something about a Bardolph Beaumont?
I did. I don't think we've met. I'm Dorothy Sprottle. I was just worrying about Claire Beaumont's brother Bardolph. Only he's got rumor. I
can.
Pessoal, vou fazer essa missão rapidinho.
Claire will
fazer
be
o
at
mais
her
rápido que eu
shop.
posso. Vou pegar esse baú.
A map. It doesn't.
Upper Hogsfield is being terrorized by Ranrock's
Deixa eu
loyalists.
falar
It's
logo.
not right.
Madame Beaumont.
Vou falar logo.
I'll let. I should.
Esse aqui o bagulho é ali, ó. Ali embaixo. Só eu ir lá. Só eu meter um incêndio e dar certo. Não dá uma pulada aqui, não. Vou machucar, mas... Ai! Nossa. Bom, minha filha, a gente consegue. Me fala que eu peguei o bagulho pra me transportar até pra lá. Peguei, vamos ver aqui. Eu achei que eu já pegado. Ai, ah.
Past the river, near the forest. I must be on the right track.
O coitado vai morrer, não vai ser pelos bichos. Vai ser por eu empurrando ela de penhasco. Não tá vendo, filho. Depois eu devo
This
visitar.
could prove dangerous if I'm not careful.
Depois eu venho visitar. Quando eu tiver uma vassoura. Tá bom, eu sei. Bom. Cadê o sniper de lá? Olha ele ali. Deixa eu ver. Bom. Chato, gente. Velho, que fica atacando porcaria de fogo. Não é mais. Nossa, velho, não acaba. Tem salto. Tem mais algum? Uma música teria parado. Ali. É bom eu tentar explicar logo. Deixa eu falar lá pra coitada que o irmão dela morreu, infelizmente.
Ranrock's loyalists are a menace. What can be done?
Madame Beaumont, I do have some news of your brother.
Oh, please tell me he's safe.
Amiga, ele morreu, sabe? Mano, eu não vou mentir pra depois de ela descobrir do pior jeito possível. É bom falar
I
agora.
regret to say that Bardolph had been turned into an Inferius, and I had to kill him.
What? But how could you possibly think that an Inferius was my brother Bardolph? That's absurd.
He was wearing a woolen jumper, hand-knitted.
No. This can't be.
Não chora, moça. Calma, moça.
I'm truly sorry. I wish it had been better news. I wish you well, Madame Beaumont.
What more could I have done? Oh, Bardolph.
Ou ela com o olho assim tá me assustando.
Bardolph, my dear brother.
Tadinha.
I couldn't help it over here.
I did. My apologies. I've not been myself since we last met. Ranrock and his followers have... It's Ranrock I have to thank for losing Bardolph. I'm simply at my wit...
Vou expulsar ele.
Much as I would love to be...
Pera aí, moça.
Seems as though things are getting worse. Best be on
Cadê
my
a casa
guard.
torta? Acho que não é aqui no CD. Vou derrubar os Minotaur. Não vai ser muito bom. Eu só tenho um feitiço. 2, na real.
One less human to worry about. Oh, this day's gone on too long. Someone there? How nice of you to stop by. Afraid to fight? Not quiet enough. Such a cat over here. Someone thinks they can outlast me. I will make you.
Nossa!
Stop it! Are you sure you're not a muggle? No! I will make you pay.
Mano.
Lucky that's all. I won't win.
Se vier mais. Cara. Cadê? Quem tá com nível?
I won't rest.
One count down. Let's go.
Socorro, mano. Você nem imagina o que aconteceu até agora. Eu quero ver o
One
meu
less
pai.
human to worry about.
Sim, mano. Sim.
Area's a waste of my
Eu vou matar na base de escondido. Ah, vai de cá!
Practice out longer than necessary.
Won't get away.
Regret coming. Such out. How nice of you to stop by.
Deixa o inimigo no ar por...
Oh, yes. I'm a goblin, not over here. I'll cut you from shoes to
Deixei o inimigo no ar.
You are bespoke.
Cara, que difícil. Cara, meu Deus.
Put me down. Lucky, that's all.
Toma.
I will make you get accustomed to that. You're not match for me.
Nossa, cara, não aparece mais, por favor. Tá ficando de noite.
I won't rest.
Madam Beaumont will be glad to hear that.
How
Ranrock has fooled you all to your demise.
Agora eu vou me teletransportar porque eu tô com muita preguiça de... Tá.
I should have done more. I shall never forgive myself.
Calma, moça. Tá
Hello,
tudo
Madam
bem.
Beaumont. Good news. I was able to clear out Ranrock's camps.
You cleared them out? How?
Sim. Peguei de surpresa. Foi meio difícil.
It was harrowing, and they dug in their heels, but I managed.
Oh, I wish my brother could have done what you did. Perhaps he'd still be with me now. I'm especially grateful. You did, for Bardolph, what I could not. You saved our hamlet, my young friend. This will not be forgotten. I fear for other hamlets, truly. Ranrock and his lot are unlike any goblins I've ever seen.
Verdade, moça. Obrigada.
I should be going now. Thank you.
Thank you. Sincerely.
Tá ficando de noite, é um clima perfeito pra ir pras cabanas, né, galera?
Here you are. I'm pleased to see you took my advice.
Eu só pego...
Madam Thistlewood, I met your great uncle in his portrait in my common room. He sent me to speak to you.
I'm pleased you came. Uncle Eldridge believes the book you found and its missing pages may be relevant to an unsolved case from my time as an aura.
Very well. I'm listening.
Decades ago, a student named Richard Jackdaw disappeared after going to meet a girl named Anne. They never found his body. When his headless ghost appeared briefly in Hogsmeade, wholly unaware of how he died, Anne was convicted of his murder and sent to Azkaban. It was in large part due to the testimony of a girl called Apollonia Black. Jealous of Anne, I think.
That sounds terrible. But I'm not sure how I can help.
Anne's alibi was somewhat labyrinthine. She said Jackdaw promised her adventure following a map he found on some pages he'd stolen from Peeves.
And you think Peeves ripped those pages from the book I found in the restricted section?
If my great-uncle is to be believed, yes. At least that's what the portraits at Hogwarts suspect. Anne insisted that Jackdaw had asked her to follow the map with him, but only after she solved a series of puzzles he'd prepared. Odd way to woo a girl. She swears she never even solved the first puzzle, so they didn't meet. Jackdaw's ghost vanished almost as soon as he appeared. Without Jackdaw's puzzle, pages, or remains, Anne was sent to Azkaban based solely on Apollonia's spurious testimony.
I don't understand. What can I do to help?
I believe Anne may have solved the first puzzle by now, but after spending time in Azkaban, she's a shadow of her former self. She won't speak to anyone she doesn't trust, and she trusts no one. If you, a student with a connection to the pages, like Jackdaw had, spoke to Anne, she might reveal new information.
Tá bom.
What a horrible story. Well, if you think I can help, I'll come with you.
This is wonderful news. You are to be commended for your kindness and bravery. Fortunately, being a retired aura has its benefits. We can apparate right to her. I've escorted ministers, professors, and many others to that blasted place. Never a student, I'll admit, but I will keep you safe.
Amém. Fale mais sobre a
Can you
porra do
tell
balão.
me more about Apollonia Black?
Wretched, vindictive girl, that one.
Nossa.
Apollonia claimed that Anne threatened to kill the boy after he broke her heart. The Black family's power over certain people in the Ministry, along with the fact that Anne is Muggle-born, sealed her fate.
Tadinha. Me fala mais.
I'd like to know more about Anne.
That poor soul. Never was the brightest girl. And that lack of wit proved to be her undoing.
I half suspect
Você tá
Jack Dorn
ajudando ou
alone
tá
was toying with her.
xingando?
Who could have known he'd end up dead?
She's not held up well in Azkaban. In some ways, she blames me for not proving her innocence. I'd like to clear her name if we can.
Enfim.
You said Jackdaw's ghost appeared briefly, then vanished. Where do you think he went?
I have no idea. Evidently, he was always a bit restless, going on and on about adventure. If I had to guess, he tired of Scotland and is somewhere on the other side of the globe by now.
Oh my.
Very well, let's go.
Steady yourself. We'll apparate together. Don't worry, I've never splinched anyone.
Do take care now, and tread lightly in that horrible place.
Tá bom, moço.
We'll be there in but a moment.
True. Ai, meu Deus! Realmente isso é verdade. Elementadores. Meu Deus! Toma! Minhas vistas.
That ought to keep them at bay for now. Though, be aware, you may feel a wave of despair. It will pass.
Thank you for the warning.
This really is a dismal place, but we'll be out of here soon enough. Now follow me. The Dementors won't harm us now. Still, be careful.
I never thought I'd see the inside of Azkaban for myself.
Nasty Dementors. Not even I could convince the Ministry to send them off. There's no need for such monsters.
I had my wand. I'd cast Crucio on the lot of you.
Que isso?
You don't scare me, young cur. I teach you so little of what you should know.
Já vou!
That witch you're with has a dark cloud over her. I can feel it.
Eu?
Has someone come to feed me? Is someone there?
No one at school's going to believe this.
Now remember, Anne has been here a long time. The Dementors aren't kind. Have patience and speak to her quietly and respectfully.
Are you Anne?
Who's there? Who speaks to me? Is that death finally come for me?
I'm a student from Hogwarts. I found the book that you said would exonerate you.
Ah, the book, the book. No one would look. None of the mages found the pages. Methinks the feckless knave meandered to his cave. My fate was surely sealed in Upper Hoggyfield.
A coitada não tá bem, não.
Are you saying that the missing pages are in a cave near Upper Hogsfield?
Field, ruins house, a vault concealed.
A vault in some ruins near Upper Hogsfield. I suppose it can't hurt to look.
Can't hurt to look, can't hurt to look. Go find the pages from your book. Helen, know you're here. Come in closer, be a dear.
Eu vou ficar longe.
What is it, Anne?
Meu Deus! Nossa, kkkk, tá bom? Para. Moça.
Go. The cave. You're safe now. You have what you need. I'll be all right once I get...
Oxi. Sumiu.
But Madame Thistlewood, all right, I'll find it. I'll find Jackdaw's cave.
Ela é claramente impaciente agora. Era por aqui, não era? Espera. Nossa, tem muita missão secundária. Era por aqui. Show me who.
Lumos. This must be the place Anne told me about. No one's been here for ages.
Provavelmente aqui. Mas pera, tem alguma coisa aqui. Ah não, tá aí não, é ficando. É aqui mesmo.
Incendio!
Nossa. Ficou até preso. Obrigado.
Revelio.
Revelio. You'll not outfox me, Jackdaw. You couldn't outwit me, Jackdaw. Now, where's the clue you left behind?
Minha querida Anne, muito bem. Você solucionou meu quebra-cabeça. Sabia que você era semelhante a mim, a única pessoa que eu poderia compartilhar minhas aventuras de verdade. Encontre-me perto da floresta proibida assim que puder. Mostrei para você o mapa que comentei. Não há como saber onde ele nos levará. Eu encontrei junto com as páginas que o Pirraça arrancou de um livro secreto, mas ninguém pode encontrá-lo. Não sei o que nos espera, mas fico feliz em saber que compartilharei meu caminho com você. Este é só o começo. Richard, PS, fico feliz por ter encontrado. Caso contrário, eu teria ido sozinho. E qual graça teria?
A note from Jackdaw. Anne never found it. So how did he die? Was she to blame at all?
Foi culpa da não, mas filho. Ih, Jackdaw é vagabundo! Eu já sei. Eita, pega!
Could it be? Has someone solved my puzzle after all these years? Well done indeed. Richard Jackdaw, at your service.
The Richard Jackdaw. I heard you disappeared years ago. You have some explaining to do.
I do? That was my puzzle you solved. What are you doing here?
A retired Aura, Helen Thistlewood, told me about a map you stole from Peeves, and then Anne told me about a cave.
You saw Anne? Broke my heart. I had to go on without her. Probably best for her in the end. Dare I ask?
Provavelmente.
How is she?
Nossa, ela tá muito... Não.
She was imprisoned in Azkaban for your murder. I fear the Dementors have taken an irreversible toll on her.
What? Azkaban? Oh, poor Anne. I had no idea. I thought she'd written me off. I've been traveling the world for years to mend my broken heart. I came back here only recently. On a whim. I must speak to the Aura you mentioned and see how I can help Anne.
I'm glad to hear it. Before you go, would I still be able to find the pages with the map Helen mentioned?
I'm almost certain I dropped them in the cave the moment I was beheaded. They're bound to be mouldering away with the rest of me. Tell you what, meet me at the edge of the Forbidden Forest, and I'll show you precisely where to find them.
Helen mentioned Apollonia Black. Did she set up Anne to take the fall?
Have you never met any members of the Black family? They can be rather vindictive. Once Anne showed an interest in me, Apollonia couldn't let it alone. That her own heart had grown cold simply didn't matter.
Ai, você não conhece.
How is it possible to steal from Peeves? A poltergeist?
I didn't steal the pages from his ghostly form. I merely found them in his wake of destruction. He has a penchant for wrecking things, Books, bottles, suits of armor, whatever's likely to cause the most chaos. Found them on the floor outside the library where he discarded them. Not my luckiest find, all things considered.
Tá bom.
If you don't mind my asking, how did you lose your head?
I was having a look about when I suddenly sensed a refreshing breeze. After which I felt, well, lightheaded. That's all I remember. Hence, if you do find yourself in a cave, be prepared. I can't tell you what for specifically, but you seem a perceptive sort. Beware a light breeze.
Beleza, né?
Thank you. I need to find those pages to help a friend.
I shall see you there.
Oi! Tá bom.